Hello, I'm Valentina Isis, the goddess of astrology, and welcome to this episode of Love and Relationships for the sign of Scorpio. Now, this works if you have your sun, moon, or ascendant in the sign of Scorpio, or if you have your Venus or Mars in the sign of Scorpio. Now, what I'm going to be talking about in this video is how does a Scorpio love? What does Scorpio need in relationships? What are they looking for in relationships? What can you expect out of your relationship with a Scorpio? And of course, how can you make your Scorpio fall madly in love with you? So here, let's get to it. So first we're going to start with some traits of the Scorpio and how naturally they are. So Scorpios are very complex. They're a very complex type of sign because they are the rulers of the house of transformation, the house of sudden events, the house of death and rebirth, the house of transformation and sexuality. So they're very complex creatures. Also, they're practical and they're mysterious. They have an energy of mysticism. They have an energy of mystery about them. And they're not the type of people to be opening up too much, okay? They don't like to be vulnerable. They don't. And they are always about power. So they don't like to just give their power away like nothing. And here's all my secrets and here's all my vulnerabilities. No. They're always like, no, I'm not going to tell you my secrets or my vulnerabilities because you can backstab me. So I'm going to keep that to myself. So there's always a mystery about the Scorpio. There's always a hiddenness about the Scorpio. This is naturally who they are. They're very lusty and passionate creatures. Of course, they do rule the house of sexuality. So they naturally have a lot of lust and sexuality. And also, because it's the house of power, they can easily fall into using sex as a means of gaining power. Now, they're very nocturnal. They like the night. They like the darkness. They can appreciate the ugly things in life. And when I say the ugly things in life, I mean that the darker side of life. Like, they can appreciate a good horror film, you know? They can appreciate, a gothic look or a dark look or black lipstick or things like that. That they can appreciate things that might be a little macabre and dark and death-like, and they can actually see beauty in that. That's their gift. They're very intense, very, very intense. They're very much about intensity. They don't like superficial nothing. They like things to get deep. They like things to be of depth. They don't like any superficial, happy-go-lucky, aloof type of energies. They like it to be deep, dense, and crude and raw. They love these energies. They're prone to extremes. They are ruled by the planet of Pluto, and the original ruler was Mars. And these two are very intense, warlike, power-hungry, obsessive planets. So they are very extreme. They are prone to extremeness. They repress a lot of their feelings because they're all about occulting. They're all about hiding. They're all about hiding the situation, hiding the things, hiding agendas, hidden agendas. They're Scorpios. Even if you find out the hidden agenda, then they are already creating another hidden agenda. They just naturally have this. And it's nothing that they're trying to be mean or that they're not trying to be good. It's just that they rule the house of secrets. They rule the house of hidden things. So to them, life cannot just be so exposed. Like there's always something lurking underneath. There's always something is lurking underneath. So they're very much about the hidden agenda. They naturally have these things. They're very capable. They're very strong-willed. Once they're fixed signs, so once they get fixed in a situation, it's almost impossible to get them out of that situation. And this can be a sort of this could be a double broadsword because they can really get themselves fixated in being successful, and they can be great at it, or they can fix themselves into addictions and almost not be able to get out of it. So be very careful with these tendencies of extremeness and fixing yourself into the good things in life. They're stubborn because of that. They're not easily changeable, but they're very loyal. They're loyal once they get fixated in a situation. They don't want to leave that situation. They want to be in there. They don't forget easily. They don't let go easily. I mean, they can fall into the tendency of wanting to have power over many people, but they're loyal nonetheless. They're curious. They're adventurous. They sometimes are insensitive and dictatorial because they have very harsh planets. So this could happen to them, but in reality, they're very sensitive and deep inside. So this could just be a facade. Uh, they're somewhat arrogant and secretive, self-indulgent. They're manipulative because they are a water sign, and water signs are able to manipulate the currents that they feel. And since they're so in tune with the hidden things of life, they're so in tune with the mysteries and the undercurrents of life, that they know how to manipulate these energies in their favor. They know how to manipulate these waves, these moods. Um, they're possessive. They're definitely possessive, and they love to be possessed. They love to, feel like the person is like, you're only mine and nobody else is going to take you. They love that feeling, and they love to be possessive over their loved ones. They're leaders. They're self-destructive sometimes. They do have a tendency to be self-destructive. Um, so they're just a very intense sign, very, very intense sign, and it could be somewhat dark because Mars is the warrior sign, Pluto is the lord of the underworld. So they're very intense. They could be, self-inflicting. They could be, manipulative in these sense. They have an unusual destiny. Scorpios come into their life knowing that they're going to have a lot of ups and downs in life, that they're going to have a lot of extreme cases in life, and they're packed with this sign, so they're able to cope with those extremities. So they're able to cope with those life-changing events. So they're very resilient. Okay, Scorpios don't die easily. They do not. Like they will fight death till the end, and it's not easy for them to just give up or for them to just let go. Like they will come back and come back and come back once again. So because of that, they have a lot of transformations. The Scorpio, when it's at the highest vibration, they have a lot of transformations, and they're able to control themselves. Okay, the lower vibration of a Scorpio is that they want to control others, that they want to control their environment, that they want to control other people's thoughts and other people's things and other people's assets. But a higher vibrational mystic energy of the Scorpio is a Scorpio that controls themselves, that controls their tendencies, that controls their temptations, because they do see the darker things of life is to control yourself from manipulating, from doing. Like just because you know you can doesn't mean that you should. So because of this, they have a lot of transformations, and they have a lot of metaphorical deaths in their life. So these deaths are good for them because it makes them be reborn again. So if you've been too stuck, if you don't want to let go of something as a Scorpio, the best thing you can do is transform. And the way that you transform is by controlling your thoughts, controlling your words, and controlling your actions. Not other people's, your own. And that's how you start transforming yourself. So the more births you have, the more rebirths you have in your life, the better. But if you find yourself stuck and not wanting to change, you could be really detrimenting yourself and others. And they're power hungry, and they're power users. So they really seek the person in power. They really seek the person who is in charge, who is in control of others. Remember, those are like key words: control, power, sexuality. And sex is a way of controlling others. Sex is a way of manipulating others. So when it comes to relationships, Scorpios naturally go into these tendencies of wanting to gain power in their relationship, and they will use a lot of tactics of sexuality, of lust, and of seduction to know that they're over them, to know that they have power over them. So what power means to them is that they're able to. So if they have the power, they're able to do the things that they want to accomplish. If they have the power over others, they're able to go and make their goals happen. If they have power like money or like status, then that means that they can be somebody. So just the ability, they just naturally have this correlation that power means that you're able to do blank, 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 that you're able to do whatever it is that you want to do. So because of this, it's very interesting because especially for a female Scorpio, they are constantly looking for their power energy in their relationships. So when it comes to stepping into their own power, women need to step into their sexual power and political and economical power, okay? So that a woman can feel that she's sexually able to be, to please herself as much as a man can please themselves, that she's able to have economical power and not depend on somebody else to have that she has political power and she's able to, run a country or run a situation. And this also goes for men as well. Men, Scorpio, naturally have this tendency of feeling powerless. So to step into your own power, to be responsible of these things, to be responsible of your sexuality, to be responsible of your economical energies and of your political energies, can help you step into the true power that you're looking for, okay? Not a power where you're manipulating the situation at your favor, but you're actually a person of power. Now, other things that they has is that the Scorpio needs to look inside for its own oppressions, fears, and expecting roles and responsibilities. This is really what the Scorpio needs to do. It's not that everybody else needs to do this for them, it's that you take your own responsibility of your own power, okay? That you're not looking for the person that's going to maintain you and that is going to give you money and that is going to give you your status, because Scorpios can find themselves really finding this. This is what they want in relationships. They want, if I get married to this person, boom, I get the power, I get the money, I get the status, I get all of it. No. Is that you inside yourself are being responsible for the power. That if you want economical power, that means that you need to be responsible in creating your own business, in making your own money, and that you're not depending on somebody else's money. And the same thing goes with sexuality. So this is really where the power lies. This is really where the balance of your relationship can lie. If not, you are constantly in a power struggling relationship. Constantly, because you want to feel powerful in your relationship, but it's your husband or your wife that has the economical power, is them who have the political power, is them who have the sexual power. So you constantly can be in this frustrating energy with yourself and in your relationship until you decide to do it on your own, until you decide to take responsibility for it. The greatest challenge is to be fair in love. This is one of their greatest challenge in love, is that they can be fair in love. This is a major thing that they should be really focused on, that how can I be fair in the situation? That it doesn't only have to be, that you can be fair in love without you feeling powerless, without you feeling vulnerable, without you feeling like, oh, I didn't get my way, okay? But this is something very important for you, Scorpio, that you truly, truly find your fairness in a relationship. And that because you naturally do have to have a hidden agenda, you naturally have to have this scheming energy, like you're scheming something, and it's nothing against you. I'm not, dissing you. It's just your tendencies. This is what you rule. You rule the energy of secrecy. You rule the energy of hidden motives, of hidden things, of the hidden currents under a situation. This is just your natural environment. So in order for you to have a happy relationship, you need to step these things outside of your relationship and do all this scheming in something outside of your relationship, like a business. You can do all this scheming you want to do and how you're going to be taking your business, and it's only your business and you find power in it. And that way you can be as hidden as you want. You can, be as manipulative as you want. You can do all those things there where you naturally shine, but you're not bringing those things into your relationship and then finding yourself in so many power struggles. So really try to find those ambitions outside of your relationship. That is key for you to have a balanced out relationship. So you naturally have a temptation to dominate in relationships because you feel a lack of power and control outside of your world. So in the outside world, you weren't able to control your financial income. Outside of your world, you weren't able to control, what you wanted out of life and all these things. So you naturally become incredibly dominant in your relationships. And this is where your partner can feel resentment, okay? Because nobody likes to be dominated. Nobody likes to be controlled. Everybody, their greatest gift of humanity is freedom. That's really their greatest gift. So if you don't want to have bad situations in your relationships, do not bring this into your relationship. If you have a temptation to dominate, go and dominate outside of yourself. Go and dominate in your job. Go and dominate in your business. Go and dominate in your studies. Go and dominate in the independent things that you have so you can feel powerful. Okay? And then when you come home, you're not trying to dominate your significant other or have power over them to try to compensate for this energy. So the more purposeful and goal oriented and dictatorial you are outside of your relationship, the best it will be. So I definitely suggest for Scorpios to make their own money. Okay, you are the ruler of the house of other people's monies, and you can find yourself finding a lot of your time trying to get other people's monies, get other people's assets. But if you're a higher vibrational Scorpio, you're doing it on your own. You're not mixing that with your environment of your relationship. You're putting that in somewhere else. Because your motto that you have in love is all is fair in love and in war. And this could be a little bit conniving, okay? So be careful with that motto that all is fair in love and war. It doesn't have to be like that, okay? If you want to gain your power, and this is really what you really takes you, what really moves you, what really motivates you, channel it in something that could be very productive for the world. Channel it in something that could be better for you outside, like a business. I mean, you guys could be such great business people and have your own business. And that way you can feel as much powerful as you want. Your business gives you the economy that you want. It gives you the power of leadership. It gives you the ability to be dictatorial. And it gives you the ability to manipulate your chips the way you want to manipulate them. Okay? But don't bring that into your relationship. In romance, he or she really wants exclusive attachment, and simultaneously you want exclusive attachment to your person. At the same time, you want tremendous strength of your libido, because you want somebody to be very sexual with you. Also that they increase your bank account and that they increase your status in the community. And in marriage, she wants or he wants this, but double. So they're very demanding, okay? So that's the reason why I'm saying, like, in order for you not to drive the other person kind of crazy, do it on your own. Put it on your own self to make your own money, to create your own status, to create your own strength of yourself, and then you can be at peace. You can bring peace into your relationship. Okay, it's not just latching on to this powerful figure that is just going to give you the power, but then you're struggling because you know deep down inside it's not your power, it's their power, and then you're constantly like, I have resentment because I should have the power, but here I am, and yeah, now I can't live without you because you pay for everything, but I want to feel powerful and dominant. So don't get caught up in that situation. So you guys are very ambitious, and the best advice I can give you if you're dealing with a Scorpio or if you're a Scorpio is please involve yourself in work, in competition, or in a serious study throughout your whole life. If you do this, you're going to feel finally that beautiful power that you're looking for. If throughout your whole life you dedicate yourself to some sort of research or study, if you dedicate yourself to work or a competition on your own world, on your own terms, that has nothing to do with your relationship, these tendencies won't go into your relationship, won't seep into a love energy that is supposed to be balanced, that is supposed to be fair, that is supposed to be equal, where nobody's dominating the other person, but both persons are actually respecting each other. And you can finally gain the respect that you've been looking for from your partner. You can feel powerful, you can feel the respect for yourself, and you can feel like you did it on your own, that it wasn't because of somebody else. And find ways of feeling meaningful. That's really what you're finding, ways to feel meaningful. You want to feel meaningful, and you want to gain recognition outside of your domestic and relationship. Okay, that is the best thing you can do. If you find ways to feel meaningful and gain recognition when it comes to outside of your relationship and your own one-on-one love marriage, this will be the best thing you can do. You will feel happy, you will feel powerful, you will feel good, you won't feel like somebody's above you, you won't feel dominant, and also your loved one is not going to feel these tendencies from you, and the power struggles that you have between your loved one is going to subside. Okay, Scorpio? All right, Scorpio, I really hope that this was of help to you, for you to understand yourself a little bit deeper. And for anybody out there who's dealing with a Scorpio, now this is a way where you can really help your Scorpio understand themselves a lot more, and you know what you're really dealing with. All right, guys? Now, this is just a general reading. If you want to have a more detailed reading about your relationship, your commitments, your love, you can always schedule an appointment with me in the link below, and we'll be making some sort of love and compatible chart for the both of you, or by yourself. I can completely tell you when is the best time to find love and who's the best partner for you. All right, guys? Thank you so much for being here and listening to your forecast. I will be seeing you for the next episode, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day.